Speaking as a musician who has played trumpet for 16 years, I am hyped for this soundtrack. If this soundtrack is nothing but those screaming trumpets playing the classic Star Wars theme, I am getting that, baby. I also loved how the soundtrack was kind of right on par with a bunch of characters, presumably Jedi, riding on horses. I never thought that I would see that in the Star Wars universe. I mean, there are plenty of archaic technology that exists within the planets of the universe, but I just never thought that I would see a bunch of characters riding on horses into battle. It'd be really cool if there was like a bit of a callback to maybe episode 6 where they're like throwing spears and rocks at each other. That'd be kind of funny. It would definitely feel a little bit out of place though, considering that it's 2019 and this is the ninth episode of the entire saga, but still be a little cool to watch, you gotta admit. Like most Star Wars trailers, the imagery in this one is just astounding. It's totally breathtaking. It's really thrilling to see Rey dropping her helmet and running at full speed with her lightsaber on in this kind of like Naboo type planet. The sound design was really great and it was immediately gripping. It was like really promising. But my enthusiasm was quickly doused when I saw one of the worst characters in the entire saga appear once again. Now, this is going to sound like blasphemy to a lot of you hardcore Star Wars fans, but I never really had a problem with Jar Jar Binks. To me, he just seemed like a sort of stupid, fairly useless side character, and I wasn't really annoyed by him. I mean, I guess he was there for, cheap comedic relief, but I didn't really view him as the cinematic poison that the entire Star Wars universe deems him so. To me, he was just this goofy character that didn't really need to be in there, and he was just, kind of there for the kids, which might be the problem that all the Star Wars fans have with him. But I don't know, to this day, like when I watch The Phantom Menace, I'm just like, oh yeah, Jar Jar Binks, I guess he's there. But for whatever reason, Rose from The Last Jedi, just as soon as she appeared on the screen, I just wanted to leave. I wanted to leave the theater just to get away from her presence. When I watched The Last Jedi and I saw that it looked as if Finn was about to sacrifice himself, I was like, wow, this is an incredibly weighty dramatic moment. I didn't think that Disney would go there. And the line that she delivered after that about, something about it, this war is about the people we love or whatever, it just totally took away from not only the drama of the scene, but seemingly the drama of the entire film itself. God, I just really hope that there is not very much of her in this movie. One can only hope. Didn't mean to make a Star Wars pun right there. I really hope that Disney is not going down the same route that Marvel movies have gone down recently, or at least a couple of years ago, in giving every single plot point of the film. I remember when Spider-Man Homecoming came out, I actually stopped watching the trailer because every single plot point in explicit detail was being displayed in the trailer. And with this one, it's a little more impressionistic. Like you sort of get a sense of the plot, and maybe you have to pause it to really understand what's going on. But it seems like Rey and Kylo Ren team up, which would just be I mean, I guess if they, if it's written well, I mean, if anything is written well, then any kind of partnership can work. But if it's not written well, which I assume it won't be, it's just going to be a very odd progression indeed. Of course, on the other hand, you have Rey throwing down with Kylo, which is equally ridiculous. And I mentioned this in my first review of the trailer, but the fact that Rey can hold her own against Kylo Ren, it just makes me angry. Now, what would be really cool is if in this movie they have some kind of like training montage with her, maybe Luke, which probably won't happen, or just her and some other kind of master. It could be brief, it could be just take up like maybe 20 or 30 minutes in the movie, kind of like in The Empire Strikes Back with Luke and Yoda. But if they have some kind of training montage, some kind of indoctrination, some kind of introduction to the Force, then it would be a little bit more believable when she throws down with Kylo. I also appreciate the fact that it seems like Star Wars is getting back to the idea that the Force is an instinct or some kind of feeling, which is a very trivial summary of what it is, but it's certainly a lot better than midi-chlorians. Oh yeah, it's not just some mysterious force that you have to tap into through years of meditation and training. It's just something you're born with, like an IQ. And if you don't have enough of it, well, too bad. Doesn't matter how hard you train, you're stuck that way. So yeah, hopefully they abandon that whole track and just stick with, the Force being a spiritual energy throughout the universe. We also had a lot more Palpatine voiceover, which I guess will be what I'm most looking forward to is how are they going to bring him back? How exactly is he going to be inserted back into this universe? And when did they make this decision to insert him into the storyline? Was it after Snoke got killed off? Oh, spoiler alert. I don't know. In any case, I just want to know how exactly he comes back to life. Plenty of other people who are way bigger Star Wars nerds than I am have all kinds of theories and all kinds of ideas as to why it either excites them or disappoints them. I'm not exactly on that track. I'm just interested into how he comes back, why he comes back. So the first trailer kind of left a slightly bad taste in my mouth. This one gives me a little bit more hope. I'm probably just a little bit brainwashed by that awesome soundtrack. I can't exactly help it. But at the same time, I have a little bit more expectation now with this last film. I really hope that they give it some real drama and that it's a bit of a, an end game type feel and that certain characters may die, ones that we really love. I don't know, we'll see what happens. In any case, I'm excited, good or bad, it's a new Star Wars movie, and nothing bad can come from that. That's half sarcasm. So the final Star Wars trailer, what's probably not the final one, let's be honest, but have you seen it, and what did you think about it? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I truly appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next cinematic adventure.